What is going on, everybody? And in this video, we're providing a state of the market and stock picks for August 25th, 2022. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, consider subscribing, as I do provide daily and weekly updates to get you prepared for the day in the week ahead. Yep, I know you're going to say it, but I'm not going to say it because we're going to go straight into the stock market analysis. But I know you said it, so it's all good. Nonetheless, uh, state of the market. This is what we got. The market is again waiting on the Fed. In particular, we are waiting on Powell and what he has to say. Right now, it's about, I believe it's sitting at about 65% chance of another 75 point basis move. Now, the Fed futures have been pretty accurate as far as the last couple of meetings and rate increases. So there's a very good chance we're getting another 75 point basis move. Again, if you followed me at all, none of this should be a surprise. Yes, inflation is coming down, but it is still extremely high. If we're sitting at 8.5, we're trying to come down to a 2. We got a long ways to work from. Being said, again, overseas, massive number of reports are coming out. Inflation is still making all-time highs around the world. The dollar has come down a little bit, but still floating around 108. Oil has started to make a climb back up going into the winter months, which is not good, considering places like Germany only has about a 2-month supply. They are battling with Russia on their oil getting cut off. There's a lot of issues there. And yet somehow today we still issued another $3 billion, I think, to Ukraine, which is absolutely absurd. The reports just keep coming out about more money going to Ukraine, but that whole situation is circular, right? So essentially, we're paying them $3 billion only for them to turn around and buy $3 billion back from us. But what in turn, what it does, it helps GDP try to recuperate some of that with the exports and stuff that we have. So it's not sure, we're not really seeing the true damage that's being occurred because we have this outlet with Ukraine. But now, what we're doing now is we're waiting. Are we going to hit 75 point basis move, or is the market really going correct on a 75 point basis move? I think more so, if it is another 75 point basis move, it's not so much, okay, well, the data really doesn't matter. Right now, it is the inflation, is the headline inflation, is it coming down or not? Is energy going to continue to skyrocket, which I believe it's going to? Is the dollar going to continue to rocket, which I believe it's going to, at least in the short term? Now, that can change at any point and things can reverse. This is one thing about recession. You don't really know when it's going to peak or when not. What it's going to take is time. And so we're going to wait on the next report, which we still got a couple of weeks before that even happens. So the closest thing we have next to it is we have Powell on Friday. And that is pretty much what the market is waiting for. We did have Nvidia earnings. They got walloped as far as, I think they took like a $1 billion hit on, I believe it was on the sales. So that being said, right, is chips are having that issue. I know gaming has been having a big issue as well. But we are just waiting. We're waiting and seeing. Hurry up and wait. That's where we're at. Again, as long as the SPX can hold 4081, I think we're going to rattle around here. I still believe we're coming in for a bigger leg, and I think Powell will kind of provide that. And then roughly, again, I think we'll float around that 388, 3800 roughly, 3850 potentially is where we're going to end up. That's right around the 75 point basis move. And then we'll sit there. And then go from there. If it comes in lower than that, I think the market will position itself. Maybe it's only a 50 point basis move. Maybe we'll see each other at that 40.58 mark as opposed to what we could potentially see. So I think that whatever is set on Friday is going to move the market dramatically in that fashion. Again, we are getting out of earnings cycle, and this is what's going to happen. So Bitcoin, like I said, once everything moves together, there's really no difference here. Again, you really want to watch this bottom level. I think we're going to revisit this 19K mark. The question is, are we going to hold? we've hit it, we've bounced. We're going to hit it again. In my opinion, obviously, we're going to hit it again. The question is we're going to hold, or we're going to break back down. Again, if we break that, we got all the psychological levels, 15K mark, 10K mark. You could probably go more so off the 5K increments when it comes to Bitcoin until it starts getting under 10K. Then obviously it's going to slow down a bit from there, but we'll have to see. This could be a lot of consolidation here. It's also something to consider. But again, I still wouldn't be surprised if we revisit this and hold. Maybe this is a new base. It's something I talked about, new base, a couple different times. I thought we could be potentially basing here. We didn't. We came down. Could be potentially basing here. We'll see what happens. Again, you can reverse at any point, but don't buy too much into one side. If you're DCAing, that's something different. It's completely different than what I talk about here. I do take the longer swings, but I have to wait. And right now, crypto is something I'd rather wait more so on than to sink too much money into right now, only because I don't know. And the market is very uncertain at this point. Tesla, stock split tomorrow. So we'll see what happens here. It is winding tight. Again, I really don't see it breaking the 835 unless we start getting recession panic. We get recession panic, then I can see us breaking back down in some of these lower levels. Again, the split news really hasn't pushed it up that much. It tried today and then just kind of really died out. So we're going to have to see where that lands tomorrow. And Nvidia had earnings. This could be a good potential more to the sell side here. Kind of watching support at the 159 mark, which is pretty close to right now. See what the downside is. If we get a retest of 170, could be the retest and then drop from that point. Your monthly EMA is way down here at the 139 mark. Again, that kind of move, I don't think it's going to come tomorrow, but we'll see. And I think it's that move just isn't going to come tomorrow. I think it's seeing it in a couple of days. We could potentially hit that, but just kind of see how everything is playing out at this moment. BA had a bit of a pump. I think they had some news today, but again, flat. The market's going to sit flat until we find out what's going on with Powell. JPM, again, we've kind of hit a base on the hourly. It's jumped back to the daily. You could say it was a break, a retest, could potentially. Again, it really depends on what's going on here, but I think we get at least a retest, at least a push up to roughly around that 118 mark before the next potential dip. Again, there's a lot of weight going into Friday. The market doesn't want to move until it figures out what's going on, especially when there's a lot of hawkish talk about a 75-point basis move. Again, that would lead to the Fed driving this market into a recession. More so, especially if the inflation does not come down. Maybe it does sit around 8.5. Again, that doesn't mean inflation's coming down. Maybe it comes in 8.2. That means essentially the Fed isn't aggressive enough. And so that was going to force the hand of the Fed to continue to increase rates. GS, again, a good support. This one's done really well for the financial sector. So we have to see this one has to break back down. Again, if this one starts losing ground, that's got a long way to drop, and they do hold a lot of weight on the market. So just be mindful of that. This one it's finally retesting a very strong support at the 34. As long as it doesn't break that, it could potentially run back up to 36. I don't play banks, but if that's not a play you want to have, could be great potential there. And then that is pretty much it. I'm not making these videos very long because there's no sense in rambling on about a lot of the same stuff. What we're doing is we're waiting for Friday. Till that happens, you're going to get kind of a lot of the same stuff unless some new news drops. Again, check me out at Hemi137 on Twitter. I do provide daily morning calls on there to kind of give an early morning market sentiment as the market does change overnight. And or could potentially change dramatically overnight. So follow me there for those calls. And until next time, I'll see you guys later.